Keen.
What's the position that you applied for?
It's called the IT Solutions Administrator.
Oh, good deal. Didn't want to apply to service desk?
There were no openings.
Don't do it.
I'm like, that sounds awful.
Yeah, no, all the infrastructure and the that side of the IT looks awesome. The service desk I can never do.
I've heard the service desk is a black hole for IT in this location for some reason, but anything beats MSP work, which is what I do right now.
Don't even know what that is.
You don't want to. I don't really care to explain.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not asking.
You've just said enough.
Is everybody in? I know I'm not on the map that you guys should be on.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, I think we're on the map.
No, I'm just saying I'm not on the same map, so
Oh, gotcha.
it probably says like waiting on me or something.
Yep.
Hold on.
All right. Is everybody good?
Yeah, almost. I'm loading in right now.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Everybody else?
Yep. Good to go.
So you guys just witnessed the execution of the former rulers of Triscaria, and there was an announcement that the coronation was to be held at the still being constructed castle just nearby. That was being made on the grounds where the last battle took place. As you make your way there, you see that the guards recognize you and bring you in to watch from a more privileged spot. The coronation ceremony just is very formal. It's long, drawn out. Though you see Olodin look appreciative and regal throughout it. The castle proper is closed off by nightfall, though, and a party is thrown outside the castle gates for all to attend, with drinking, dancing, music booming for miles around in celebration. While still within the castle, an attendant approaches your group, stating that Olodin was hoping to speak with you all, with the attendant escorting you to the audience chamber. The castle, while still not entirely finished, looks grand from within. To think that they've been able to construct even this within a few months is astounding. The throne itself lays ahead, with a rather tired-looking Olodin sitting atop it, draped in a royal mantle with a rather oversized crown sitting atop his head. He stifles a yawn and smiles as you approach. His arms flourish to either side, and he goes, "Oh, my friends, it's so good to see you all. How have you been?" And this has been about a year since you guys have last seen him.
I was telling him I'm still waiting on them fighting lessons.
I think we'll have some time soon. Soon. It's always soon.
I hear that. No worries, though.
I want to say first and foremost that we will be establishing a church of Ouijas in Shaglug's honor here in the capital. The Onyx Temper Church is due to be completed within the next 2 years, It's the least we can do for our fallen comrade. Also,
I was actually going to ask something like that. We're going to commemorate him somehow.
Also, as has been the contract all along, your actions in aid will be compensated. 20%, as we agreed, of what has been pilfered from the capitals prior.
I mean, you did kind of get a kingdom, like.
Is that you wanting more?
Nah, I was just messing
We're
with you.
okay.
Nice.
Grudgy, more like greedy.
Greggy.
I said it under my breath.
Though I do wish to offer a hand in future prospects of my employ as well, if that would entice any of you. Grogar, you need not step down from one of my war generals. The position is open to you still. While we're not engaged in war, we don't foresee one on the horizon. No one ever does. We need men trained in the art of war and men to guard and keep the place peaceful.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a more strategic position if that wouldn't be too much to ask. But yeah, I mean, I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Oh, it would be a full-time job if that's what.
Yeah.
If you would have it.
I'll be honored.
Perfect, Jared. You fucked everything. I asked you this before, and you said no.
Oh, I thought. Wait, what? I literally said if he needed me, I would absolutely do it.
Okay. I'll do yours.
But I didn't want to go to like the lake house thing, if that's what you're talking about.
No.
Grogar's farm is not going to be.
It's okay.
Well, I don't remember what I said. I'll be honest.
You're not gonna grow a bean farm?
You said you would lead the guild hall if it was needed. Yeah, I guess. All right.
I thought that's what you meant. I guess miscommunication.
No, it's fine. What do you want to do? Do you want to lead the guild hall, or do you want to
Be a general.
be a general? It's
You
up to
do
you.
both?
No. I need to try.
Fuck. So the original path was the guild hall, right? Is that?
That is it. But
That's where we were. That's where we were leading. I thought that's.
I thought that's what you were doing, but you just said no. Ever here though, I would lead the guild hall if I was needed, but I would probably retire from being any sort of general.
Oh.
Oh, I put it in the wrong chat. Hold on.
Oh, I guess I didn't remember what the fuck I put.
It's whatever you want. I can ad lib your ending if you want to be a
No,
general.
we'll proceed the retirement course then, because I remember now because yeah. We'll proceed that course. I'm retiring.
Okay.
Forced into retirement.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. The cast.
He ain't a paladin no more, Olden.
I'll retire. You don't need to force my hand.
You really fucked me here, Jared.
That's why I worked with everybody, so I knew where we were
This
going.
is what we discussed.
I thought that's where that was leading for like.
Sorry.
We're on different pages there.
Yeah, I guess. Volk, I knew we once spoke of the future, and we've finally arrived at that day. While his actions might have said otherwise, I don't believe Castian was inherently evil. I think he was more of a product of unchecked ambition, given endless resources. But I know we have to fill his shoes one way or the other, if not only to patch up his wrongdoings, and I would be honored if you would manage the intelligence network of our nation.
I would gladly accept. I would rebuild it from the ground up and do it right this time. But
Perfect.
it's something I'd gladly do.
Sharia, I've seen your battle prowess as well, and I would also gladly have your aid in the growth of our military might. Just because we're in peace doesn't mean we can't afford to be weak. What say you to the offer of General?
I'm always here to help. If you call upon me, but I think I'm taking a different direction. And
What
I'm
would that
looking
be?
to
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
looking
go
to
ahead.
help the. I think we talked about this before.
Oh, yes, you
Um,
mentioned of needing funds
yeah.
for an establishment.
Yeah, I'm looking. If you have a plot of a tract of land available, I'm searching for a startup orphanage for a lot of the youth that were orphaned during this war.
Just
I
a
would
noble
say,
cause. Where would you like to have set up? There's plenty of land not being used currently.
uh,
Time to pull up the map.
pull up the map.
Graham's apple pie.
Yeah, I was just
Graham
gonna
Graham's
say,
apple pie shop is definitely destroyed.
Was it Leaf
Must
side
be
that we went through? That
rebuilt.
was
Leaf side is definitely destroyed.
yeah, the one that got leveled. Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't go back
take
to
over
High
Leaf
Hearth.
side.
I mean, you could be in between any of the points too.
Yeah, let me look at it.
I mean, I think we're okay in High Hearth now. We have our pardons.
Volk has a lot of work to do, and that part's going to take a lot of work. We can't ever go back to Iowa.
Failure on.
This place is set up just like a few clicks to the right of fail. Jesus, Faileron,
Wow, which place?
where you currently are.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna ask where we were currently at.
It's just like in between.
What town are we in? Or are we just in between
We're
some?
we're in between Faileron and the Forsaken Catacombs and Leafside.
Oh, smack dab in the middle of all of them.
Where's
Faileron, Foxhole, Fort Rannick.
In the fucking woods between them all.
Yeah, somewhere
All right.
secluded.
Sure, we could draw up a deed for exactly where you want it to be.
I mean, I'll be using a lot of the funds that you've just recently given me, and I hope that you'd be able to support us further in this new establishment.
Well, if anybody's in need of a place, any young souls, I can think of no better place to send them.
Thank you,
Yeah.
your king.
You need not address me with any sort of formalities. I wholeheartedly hope that for now and in the foreseeable future that we can simply be friends and not have to look upon anybody from down upon high.
And as I said before, if you were to ever need me, I'm not far away.
Yes, I'm sure any of you would answer the call if we needed in the critical capacity. And the young Reginald, I have a feeling I may know your heart. I don't feel that your ambitions or your goal were ever hidden from any of us. You have a vision far greater than our country here, and I've seen the change in you, even in the short time that we've known each other. Like others, I offer you a place in our kingdom. A professor teaching the new youth the way of magic and the caution of the calamities to be done. That could be done. We could use the foresight instilled on a new generation if you would be so kind to offer those services.
No, my place isn't here anymore. I appreciate the offer, but You'll do fine, just fine without me.
Well, the night is still young. Well, even though it's very much not. Please enjoy yourselves at the party outside, and if you ever have anything you need to ask, your means and needs will be expedited. So, until we meet again, I bid you all farewell and good travels.
I was gonna ask,
And I hope to
what
see
is
you all
next?
soon.
What is next for you, Olden?
We still have the construction of the capital. We still need to make sure that our borders are strong and maintained, and that while our neighbors may seem nice, that they need to know that we are not weak. Making everything in an established fashion is first and foremost. It's hard, but I know we can't have everything done at once, but that's almost what we need to do right now. But I'm sure Volk will see to a lot of our information needs, such as where there might be prying eyes looking for weakness in us to be snuffed out, while also, again, showing that we are not weak, even though we are a nation anew.
Not a Sharia.
How have your relations with the other continents fostered?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Priagund has been neutral in the war ever since it started, but I'm sure they're not blind that we are not in the strongest predicament that we could be. And while I can't even say my own thing. While the Kuran dynasty did send aid in one of their generals to help train me when I was just a boy, I have not heard much from them. While we have the Misty Sea right to our east and Priagund to our west, those are the two that we really need to make sure that we know what they think, what their intentions are, and if it's anything vile, that we stamp it out immediately. Once I can ensure that there's no external threats to our new kingdom, that we can really start to focus on the issues that have been ignored in our country for so long. It's going to be a long few years, my friends. Is there anything else I can get any of you?
Can't ask for any more, to be honest.
All right. As we make up for the night, who wants to go first?
Me, I don't know what we're talking about, but we're going.
Nah, I'm leaving yours for last.
Paul.
What the fuck?
We do Paul first. Paul wants to go first.
No,
We can-
I'll go first.
I know I fucked up, but damn.
Back to the line.
Do anything?
Yeah.
No, I can go first.
Okay. Um.
Yeah.
Reggie, why do you have a giant plank of wood in your fucking room?
Huh?
Oh, you know what I think it is? It's that fucking wood you got from some magic roots.
Oh, you put that in the room?
You told
We
me to
put
put
that
it in
in.
the room. There's
I did? What was that stuff called? I still have it in my inventory.
I just remember the pile of
moss
gold underneath
oak.
the bed.
A bunch of moss oak.
The night after you visited Oladin, Reggie, the night air brings a chill through the windows of the room. The twin moons are full tonight, offering a soft illumination, adding to the ambiance. In the chaotic scramble of the day prior, even amidst the destruction, there's a calm to the night. Soft tones are painted in the gentle moonlight. Silence fills the space where distant battles have waged, troubled sleeping soldiers, and camp.
What the fuck is that?
Goddamn,
My
Jared.
bad.
and campfires once filled the silence. Reginald finds himself in his room within the Satisfactory Talent Guild Hall, maybe for the last night, with his friends in the rooms beside him. The shadows play less tricks on him since Zehwin's aspect was released. As calming a notion as that it should be, it also leaves him with a sense of loneliness and an anxiety that can only be felt when a task of enormous proportion lies behind. I can't fucking read tonight. I'm sorry. Almost as if to read his mind and feelings, a cerulean light snags his attention. An ever familiar shape of a rectangular door is formed in his room, leading to the stars, where Cyril steps forth, his hands ever crossed behind his back. Boop.
Just in time.
Well, yes, it's always about time, isn't it? And it's good to see you well. Well, I know you may be anxious, and I know you may be eager. There is still a short while before you will be needed. Nevertheless, I thought it may be pertinent to pay you a visit. We are to be destined in a professional partnership soon, and I came to tell you that even though you had an idea of what lies in the path ahead, do not fret. If it was something you wouldn't be able to handle, you would not have been a prospect in the first place. You were not chosen due to your abilities alone, but because of your heart. I believed that you knew what was important for this position. Whether you had reached that conclusion or not at the time, I just wanted to come here and tell you to breathe. It's okay to be nervous. You will have time to make your amends before you're ready to work, and once it is time, I have no doubt you will be ready to see everything that there is to see.
Nice. When I'm in this, huh? There's no going back?
are. Well, what's back? What's forward? What's side to side when it comes to where you're going?
Well, that's actually more my question. Is there a side to side?
Oh, there's every direction. It's just, which direction are you going?
What are the restrictions? Am I
Well,
bound?
I think you'll see that it's less of a binding and more of a, inevitable encapsulation of enthrallment.
I guess what I need to know is everything left behind when I go forward.
I think that's going to be completely up to you. I think for the most part, you'll be fine. I don't think you're going to be stuck in a singular point in time, no pun intended. But for another pun that is intended, I just think you're going to lose track of time with how much there is to see and do.
I found that curious because I guess I anticipated that I would learn how to, I don't know, control it, not lose control of it.
Well, and I think that's one of the first lessons in why everything has been so so meticulously measured.
No,
It's not a control.
it
it's
wasn't
a
the right word. You can't control time.
guardianship.
Again, that's the one thing that I have learned ever since I've even had the faintest ability to see the threads. I know you can't change it. I know you can't manipulate it, but
But
I am ready to. Well,
is there nowhere
No.
else you need to go, or no one else you need to see before you leave?
actually, no. Everything I've done in my past, it happened for a reason. I've made peace with all of that, and I just want to keep moving forward.
So you're ready to go, even now then? No farewell to your friends?
Like you said, there's gonna be sideways, there's gonna be forward, there's gonna be back.
For you. But for them, there's only forwards.
I'm aware of that. But we've
Right.
built up to this for a very long time, and they knew the path, I know the path. I've lost my best friend, but I also know that he's found peace.
I think you'll find, as with you, that he's exactly where he needs to be. But, if you're certain, today can be the day just like the other day could have been the day.
I guess inherently, usually, there's a relationship between time and space. If I wanted to go somewhere, could you take me?
Ah, I think you'll find that you'll be able to take yourself.
Okay, I have one place.
Okay.
Can you take me to Vatham? To the old academy?
Yes. I guess we can have a little detour. I wasn't expecting us to be going anywhere, so my schedule is quite freed up.
Well, I suppose you know I'm going to sea.
Reginald, I knew exactly what you were going to ask. And you see him flick his claw and make another door and just kind of step to the side and put his hands forth as if to usher you through the door itself.
Right, I will leave behind on the table in my room. I'm going to leave the wand of polymorph.
Okay. Oh, actually, and he stops you, his paw against your chest, and he goes, before we go, may I see your finger?
Of course.
And
Getting engaged.
he takes your blackened finger, and it's hard to see, but as he grasps it, you can like visibly see wisps of smoky shadow leak from your digit. He goes, I'm sorry, my friend, and he just grabs your finger and with a sharp twist snaps it off of your hand. No blood pours from the wound, but your finger is gone, almost as if it has been healed in its absence. And he goes, again, I'm sorry, but it's a necessity to do this without any connection to that place.
Did he take Verdict Breaker too?
It's on the finger, yeah.
Oh.
He
Well.
takes the ring off of the finger and puts the ring in his pocket, and he holds the ring in between his thumb and index finger, and he goes, Do you have any special attachment to this anymore?
No attachment. More something that needs to be addressed.
What's that?
The darkness is still an issue. While I never succumbed to it, I still see it as a problem, and I see that as our pathway to hopefully rectify that in time.
I think the corruption had only spread to this one point. I think you began to understand the limits that were placed on the power that was gifted to you. If any more, I would have had to take more. Like I said, this is a precaution more than anything.
I'm not asking for the ring back. I'm just saying that I'm aware of the problem, and others shouldn't have to succumb to that.
Oh, that's what's here. And he takes the ring back out of his pocket and grabs at nothing in the air and weaves a chain of light and puts the ring on it and loops it and drops it as a necklace over your head.
Well, as much as I appreciate that. No. Let's be off.
I meant the finger, though. Did you want me to do anything particular with this besides drop it into the void somewhere? Because that's good. That's
What the
what
fuck
I'm
would I
gonna
want
do
my
with this.
No. Oh, I thought you were talking about getting
Do you
rid
want me
of
to
the ring.
leave it here for your friends?
Reggie's finger.
I mean, no, just get rid of it. What do you... Why would you...
I don't know what to do with it. I just needed it not to be a part of you anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, just... Here,
Yeah,
let me-
I'll just drop it somewhere on the way. And he makes a face and he puts it in his pocket.
Can't you just send it to...
Yeah, on the way. We'll go and I'll do it on the way. It's fine. You won't even know that I did it.
I'm like scared of the stew we're gonna have tonight.
It's fine. It's not. Oh no! I've just stepped through the door and you'll be fine. And again, he just ushers you through the door that he's created.
I walk through.
Almost as if
I do... what's the word? Shapeshift back into what I look like prior to prison and all of this jazz.
okay. As you step through, you are immediately transported into a place that is oh so old in your memory and oh so familiar. You do have control of that. The Mage Academy of Vathan is one of the most ancient structures in all of Eidos. Even before Vathan was pronounced capital of the country, it stood as a beacon of education for all those who would be students. As you approach the steps, you feel as though it might be just another image glance through the strands of time, tangible but out of reach. Though as your fingerprints glide against the stonework of the door, you can feel that it's real. All those years ago, the fire, the death, regret, the fear, all of it seems so far away. The decisions made by a frightened young boy, which felt like the end of the world, now seem so distant. Not any less impactful, but with new perspective and legitimate world-ending threats now faced, show that what fear moved that little boy are no longer the monsters that rule the man he is now.
Alright, I will... So there's no people or anything outside? I'm just outside the front door?
Yeah, he just put you outside the front door.
I knock on the door.
Almost as if you go to knock, the door opens for you instinctively.
I
And
just
standing almost
smile.
as if they knew he would arrive, that you would arrive, the headmaster meets Reggie as he takes as he makes his way toward the door before the young man can even knock. A smile appearing on his face, looking almost morose, though sometimes the nuance of such a simple expression is lost in the wrinkles of age. Nevertheless, he approaches Reggie with outstretched arms to embrace him.
I give him a hug.
I'm gonna move you closer, and I'll move him closer. Reginald Raspino. It has been some time. I can hardly recognize you. The aether surrounds you as if you were a master of the arcane. It's rare to see and feel a presence of etheric proficiency as this, but I can still sense that it is you, even if you carry yourself as if you were an archmage yourself. What can I do for you, my boy?
To be honest, absolutely nothing. I just needed to come see you, and then well, how much time do you have? And I implore him to come and sit down, and I just fill him in with all of our adventures.
Okay. He listens with wistful eyes of as if you were the teacher and he were the student, and his eyes just gleam with a sense of wonder watching you explain it, just proud of what you've endured and what you've become. You can see the fear in his eyes when you were in danger, and you can see him share the excitement in your triumphs, and you can see him share the sorrow in your losses. Though in the end, you find yourselves both sitting at the table across from one another, smiling and laughing in each other's presence.
I have one thing to ask of you.
Go on.
Will you come with me?
Where do you intend to bring me?
I want you to see what I can see. It would mean leaving this behind, but one last adventure.
Oh, I know what your heart asks. And I know what it is you desire. You wish someone of a similar peerage to share the experience. But it is yours to walk, just as it is mine to be here and teach. While I wasn't able to cure all the woes that troubled you, I did my best to ensure that you had all the tools to find those answers yourself. And while I seem keen to find the grave soon enough, I still have a few more years to make sure that any other troubled souls could come here and find that same light that we offer each and every one who comes through those doors. You may have to do this adventure on your own. But know, if you ever need to come and share those tales, this door will always be open for you, my boy.
As always, I appreciate it. But I wasn't asking for your companionship. I was asking because it was something I wanted to give you. It was something I wanted you to see. But maybe there's another way. I hold his hands, and I just want to give him a glimpse of the strands of time and the vastness of time, space.
Is you
Just
trying
so
to
he can just so he can kind of feel the wonder that I'll be
do you
experiencing.
try to show him anything in particular, or just the image of how you see that?
Just like
Mhm.
I just want him to experience the vastness of everything, if you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
Just so he can have the experience, not so much.
Right.
Like I don't certainly want to kill him.
No.
Really, I was trying to invite him so he could come and experience it himself, but I want to give him at least a shared experience that way.
So as you clasp his hands
Showing
in
him what my
yours,
future is
Yeah,
going to be. I want him to be able to experience it.
so you clasp his hands in yours, and for what seems like to any other bystander, only a mere moment passes. But you show him that. You show him what seems like this boundless space, this boundless area, this complete unbound strands of time that weave throughout this endless space. Without any of the blinding lights, you can still see the wonder as if it was a million golden lines just dancing throughout the endlessness of the aether. And it looks like something that is completely whimsical and majestic in just the sight of it. And for a brief moment, you tap a single line and show him a moment in his past where he was just a boy receiving his first lessons at this very academy. Everything pulls back to the present, and you see a small warm tear roll down his old wrinkled face before it gets lost in his massive ivory beard. He smiles and nods his head and chokes a word of gratitude, though it hardly makes any sort of sound.
I just nod to him, and I hand him my spell book, and I hand him Shag's spell book, and I walk away.
What is this, an apple pie recipe?
This is just a recipe book written in Beholder's scroll.
Oh yeah.
No shit, this says Beholder cookies.
And then I will.
You see Cyril just like leaning against the stonework outside the front door.
No time better than the present.
And he snaps his fingers, and another door opens up for you to both walk through. Now I'm going to apologize to everybody a few different times. There's a couple of these. There's a couple of these maps that are going to burn your computers.
Wait.
Hooray.
This
We'll
is one
close
of
it
them.
anyway. It's fine.
This is one of them.
Burn Shane's computer, which is my computer.
I think it was Tux that was just like, "Oh, there's too much fire in my computer." As you step through the door, gravity feels as though it whips your body downward through the doorway, like the floor is on the back end of the door in another place entirely. The shift of perspective blurs the world around you, the dots of stars becoming a mesh of lines through the they continuously stretch, even though the motion is past. The lights become something else, something more. They take on a form, looking like a structure, a maze. They look like they're meant to be something, but not quite anything at all. Still just made of light and threads. It's this when you notice there's no ground that you stand upon, yet you're firm in your place in this nothingness. I like to refer to this place as a space between time. The threads that you've seen have and always will be a simple interpretation of time. It's perhaps the most comprehensible way to see things as time in a straight line. Though it's much more complex than that, you saw it as several lines all headed in the same direction, but as you can see now, that's simply not the case. Parallel structures, doors, though different occurrences, all moving all here at once, all at different points in time. It might seem like a lot, and it is, but you'll get used to it eventually. Welcome
When do
to
we
your new
begin?
home. What was that?
When do we begin?
Well, let me give you kind of an idea of how it works. You'll notice that the blinding light that obscured your vision earlier is no longer obstructing your view. It's all here. It was important that you weren't able to see what you were so engaged in. You need to be here in this position without a vested interest in the daily coming and goings of the world. What may have been important to you as a young man may not be important to the grand scheme at all. It was, in fact, Zehun's own folly of trying to intervene in an approaching calamity, actually becoming the reason that the calamity happened in the first place. And that was the astral calamity and his duty to keep that future of destruction at bay. I ask that you offer the same power to keep it still now. And it's not a flippant errand to place on you. You will be here, you will be able to view it all without direct intervention, and while you can see the timelines, it does not offer infinite foresight. You cannot perfectly see what your hand may cast, only what was laid out prior to you rolling that dice. You will never see the outcome of your own actions before they have come to pass. But with that, I ask you, where would you like to begin? A single thought is all it takes to view exactly what you wish to see. Visions and histories will pass at a thought.
Let's start at the beginning.
And as he directs you one way, you see that history unfold right from the beginning. And Reginald's eyes turn as black as the night sky, full of stars, possibility, and visions. Who wants to go next?
I will.
The This is the other map that's gonna burn your computer.
Yay!
The realm of death. This is all in Jamaican accent, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm some D.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad you can make it, one.
Best character they made in a very long time.
Do you like my rockin' tits, mom?
He's a dude.
Huh? No.
Oh, we just.
We Josses.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think I can see anything since I don't have a character model.
Did you not see the last two maps?
I saw Reggie's, but I didn't see us in the throne room. I didn't see anybody in there.
You weren't in the throne room, but
You're in here.
you're in here. Can you see you in here?
I can see me.
This place is dark, though in contrast to its aesthetic, it's comforting. It's the inevitability that you have always known. At a glance, you can tell why, in all other faith, it can be viewed with so much fear. But knowing that it was always your destination only fills you with a sense of accomplishment. Shaglug looks back at the hazy vision of the living world where his friends are still fighting Triscaria. He sees Reggie leaning over his own body, leaving him with a complex feeling of sorrow and pity. If only they all saw death the same as him. Ouija speaks her words over your thoughts, addressing your friends, easing away the last of their worries held in your heart. Though as she speaks, you see a miasma over the arena. The skeletal warrior Snowflake has a cloud of darkness pouring from him. Its presence pulls your attention closer, and eventually you see it. It's faint, but looks like a string, a tether, a line that's keeping him anchored into undeath, like a curse. It only takes a pinch for you to pull that line and snap it, and in the moment that follows, the smoke dissipates, and his material form crumbles beside your friends. And then you see him, a fully materialized Snowflake walking forth towards you from beyond the veil. Even by his gait, you can tell he's different than you've ever known him. And he stops once he reaches you, dividing his attention between you and his looking at his palms.
Yo, Snowball looks sick.
Shaglug, you were just dead, but now you're not. And no one else is here? Am I dead?
We died. We have our eternal peace. You look great, by the way. Very
Thanks.
heroic.
I feel like I remember everything. What and who I once was. I'm sorry I wasn't able to recall it before. And I'm sorry for requesting you to assist me on such an impossible task. I think after traveling with you has given me a proper shift in perspective. I was never really a good person. It turns out I lived a pretty heinous existence, and that my decapitation and separation was rather justified, if you could imagine that. I never mean to deceive you. I truly didn't remember, and I'm sorry for tasking you with rebuilding a Death Knight from ages past.
Well, you worked on repaying your debt by aiding us and saving the world. I'm sure you have more to do, but it's a start.
Do you think one is weighed and judged in death by their lifetime entirely, or how they lived in the end? Does a forgotten memory admonish you from a life forgotten?
I don't know the answer for that, but I know someone who might.
Yeah. Yeah, you're Jamaican goddess.
I just want to see them tickle bitties.
Well, either way, I'm glad I was able to find and connect with you. I'm glad at least in the end I wasn't viewed as the monster I probably should have been. Sometimes we do things that aren't our best work, but we do it because that we feel like we're justified to do it, or sometimes that there's no other way. It was nice to have a journey that showed me it's all a matter of perspective. We're never truly shoehorned into a way of life. I feel like if we don't like what we see in the mirror, we can still change. It's just too bad it took defeat, capture, torture, execution, an era in a realm of ice, and a journey across the country to figure all of it out.
I think it's a small price to pay for such a weighty lesson.
You see Snowflake looking back toward the slowly fading scene of the battle at the bridge where you had just both been, and you see a glowing Theris get thrown into a fabricated portal and watch as your friends rally, blasting and slashing out both of his wings as it plummets into a mess of realms before exploding. You both find yourself watching as the scene slowly loses its tangibility and shape. Do you think they'll be okay? You know, after all this? Without you?
I look at each one of them as best I can through the imagery and smile faintly and just quietly nod and say, I think they will. I know they will.
Are you... And you see him struggle to even ask the question because he's not sure of the answer he's about to ask. Are you ready to see what comes next?
I've studied under the priests of Weejas most of my life. Death is an inevitability and something that just must happen. I'm here now. I'm ready for whatever.
Side by side, you walk further along, feeling your steps become lighter after every one. It's only a matter of time that the warmth that you felt whenever speaking with your goddess surrounds you entirely. A few last hops.
I feel so light.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
I'll go. A clack sounds against the walls of two wooden swords clashing, followed by a thump of a butt hitting the ground. A boy finds himself looking up.
Wait,
What did he say?
Somebody hit the fucking John going whack.
That was
That was really
perfect.
good. That was really good. A boy finds himself looking upwards towards the ceiling for the 10th time today. He puffs his cheeks, huffs, and a puff of air shoots up in a way that fussles his sweat-laden bangs. With a palm against the wooden floor, he pushes himself up to the rhythmic sound of wood on wood continues. The air is thick with the scent of aged wood, sweat, and incense, creating a space of focus and training. The boy drills his teacher's words in his head over and over like a mantra. You're not here to win, not yet. You're here to learn. Though with every blanded blow, a vision of steel cutting flesh flashes before his eyes. Another thump against the floor causes the candles in the room to sway with the impact. And with the swaying lights, the boy sees a candle knocked over. He sees a body of someone larger fall before him, someone close to him, lying motionless. And as he runs to their side, he notices the blood pouring from a fatal wound, cut from stomach to shoulder. And then, just as he did when the event actually happened, the boy screams. Sharia kneels beside him, placing her hands on his shoulders, hoping to grip him back to reality, back to the present. And eventually, after a minute of panicked panting, his eyes refocus, and he looks to be back to normal. I'm sorry, Sensei. I just thought it was back then again.
Young child, you have to be strong. Move on from the past.
It's hard. You talk like you've never been scared. Have you ever been scared?
Oh, absolutely. You've heard plenty of my tales of my journey, which brought all of you here.
It just sounds like words. Stories just sound like words. I don't feel like you've ever been scared. Have you even ever lost somebody you cared about?
Well,
Was that Paul?
Meh.
Chuckling?
Yeah.
That's debatable.
I knew a guy once.
I didn't have the connections that maybe many of you children have. Yeah.
Reggie just disappeared one night.
I did, yeah. Reggie. Reggie's gone, and Shaglug. Yeah, you've heard.
Well,
My,
what did you do when they left you and you were sad?
Well, that's why I have all you here. You're my friends and family now.
He nods like he understands, but like he doesn't really understand or believe you all the same. And he goes over, wipes his nose on the back of his hand, and picks up his sword. And he goes, Sensei, what does it mean to be strong?
Well, you can swing a weapon. Some people think that's the strength that they need in life. Or as a spirit of a weapon that I once knew, she taught me that there was more to that.
Who was the strongest person you ever fought?
Well, some people would say Grogar. I would say not.
That's right.
Did you say I would say that's not?
I would say that's not true.
You would.
As Jared was popping off, John goes, I would say
I
that's
knew
not."
there would be a catch to that anyway, so I figured I'd nip it in the bud, you know?
There's a very powerful rogue named Volk,
I think Uruk
Vlad
did that too.
Zlatovic.
Did we ever really
you ever
fight
fight?
each other?
Zafix will
Uruk-
kick the shit out of you.
I think Uruk hit him once or twice, and he's like, I don't want another. I don't want to get hit again.
Yeah, this is like the meme of Vegeta versus Piccolo never happened, and they're like, wait, we never fought? No, we never fought. Well, what if there's another war? What if this place gets attacked and the bad people come and kill us all? And you?
Well, that's what you guys are getting stronger. I won't be around forever.
I don't even
Do you guys want to protect this place someday?
Well, yeah. But we can't become strong like you.
Well, you have strength in your friends. You believe in each other. That's what I believed in. And that's how we help save this world.
You see almost as if he's fighting an urge of like reluctancy. The boy, he bites his lip and eventually looks up and asks this question. He says, can I become strong enough to stop the bad guys from hurting anybody?
Absolutely. Just keep believing in yourself. Trust in all your friends. Believe in them too. Don't solely rely on yourself.
You see him hold his weapon in a battle stance with fervor in his eyes, and for an instant you see the fear that was in him just gone, and he lunges forward towards you, swinging in an arc, and that's just a flash.
Good strike, young one.
Afterwards, he bends his knees and takes his small body as low as he can, sliding to his knees atop the wooden floor, evading any sort of repose, and whacks his sword against your shin.
Ah, you little shit. Good strike, son.
Since the Emperor's coronation, the Zenith Orphanage has consistently accepted those burdened by the war. It houses just over 24 children and constantly takes in any who would find their way to its doors. Children can be heard playing outside, talking within the halls. The dojo isn't the only feature in the backyard. There's also a small grave site. Here, children have placed stones to mourn their parents and loved ones, but also as a monument to their memory. And one statue stands in the back betwixt two cherry trees. At almost any time of the day, one could visit the site and see the statue of a woman adorned in lion pelts, holding a mighty halberd aloft, while the sounds of clacking wooden swords sounds in the distance.
Good ending. Good ending.
Draw a card.
It all gets undone, and you find you
Yeah.
find yourselves in front of the ice realm, going.
All right, little boy. Here's your next trial. Draw a card.
Hold on 1 second. just so you know what those will be as it comes up in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Amber light pierces through the window, signifying the coming night. It doesn't matter, the work is never done. Volk finds himself in his office, the spy master's suite, sunk into his velvet chair. The mountain of paperwork seems to only grow no matter how much of it goes out. It turns out that other nations are keen to know the weakness of a newly mended kingdom. There are ever snakes sneaking through our sanctum, and that's the only issue. And that's that's only the issues Volk finds himself countering. Surveillance, information gathering, rumor quenching, network building, contingencies upon contingencies upon contingencies. For the safety of the Emperor and the safety of the kingdom, and if they're ever even if they're unaware, the safety of his friends. They have no idea how much harder it has been to keep track of them and have their safety in the world with them just going off on world-trotting adventures. But Volk sits back in his chair, looking over his assortment of shelves. Magical scrolls and artifacts, his trick bangle, Black Fang, the skull of Snowflake, even though it has just been that, a skull, are all in full display. His wrist feels naked for not having Thorn over it for so long. He sees his treasure and replays his last adventure with the mercenary group turned war heroes. Even in his aging body, there is still a shred of wonder and adventure. Wonder if there's even one more quest in him. The weight of that age hits him, though. It's nearly twilight, and he feels ready to sleep for more than a few days straight, though there's still work to be done. A quick knock at the door pulls his attention from his reverie. Kavir enters. She's been given the title of lead operative of the Triscarian Empire. Volk was expecting her and rifles through the mounds of paperwork on his desk to find exactly what he had hoped for. And he finds it. An encrypted letter of orders for Kavir. If you guys want to... Reggie, if you would be so kind... She's your character, after all.
What's next?
So, it appears that there's an encrypted message here that you've sent stating that there's another ploy against the Emperor's life. Another week, another letter. This one seems to have some merit, though. So, I say we act on this one.
I agree. Where would you have me go?
The only information that we can collect from this one is that this is going to be pulled off in Pregun. I would say take as many. Scratch that. Not as many. I'll ensure that our force is ready to move as soon as you can collect any additional information. Take a 5-man squad, best you can gather, round the clock, full surveillance. Find out who these people are, where they're from, and what their plan is. Find out any routes they're planning to take, and if you need or find yourself able to neutralize the targets with your best judgment, by all means. But if you need more men, you reply as soon as possible, and I will have that force moved in full force to assist.
It'll be done.
Report back when you're done.
I'll report back soon.
Boop, boop. After Kavir exits, leaves Volk in his office once again, where he's moved. Sorry. When he moved the papers on his desk, he saw more of Castian's past works. Volk can see through the insanity of a man and see the shape of what he intended. Oliden was right. It's not all bad. Just a spoiled mind convinced that the ends justify the means. Alone once again in his office, the last of the sunlight fades from his window view. He takes a deep breath of the room. It's comfortable, full of memories and duties. It's a lot most of the time. Most of the time it's too much, but it's him. His accomplishments, his ambitions, his history, mistakes, and triumphs. He leans back once more, sinking into his comfortable chair, his hand idly falling onto the knob of a nearby drawer. Almost unconsciously, he opens it and sees a small container, a pillbox. He knows what's inside, but flicks the top open anyways. Within are 2 silver amalgamation pills. The last 2. Fuck, what do you do?
I close it. I fiddle with them and have the remembrance of what they are, what they mean, what they could be. But no, it's not anything I'd act upon right now. It's always an idea in the back of my head of what their possibilities are. But I put them back in the box and close it. Knowing
And with
that it's
that-
always an idea.
And with that, it just seems like another night, another day at the office.
And in my spare time, I've noticed on my desk that sometimes it looks like I just draw Snowflake's head on a piece of paper.
It's a wanted poster, actually.
Ah, okay. The specific angle I had, I'm like, is that what is this?
Here, I'll move it and I'll put it on the floor. It looks like a wanted poster anyways. You see it? Yeah.
It's great.
In my meantime, I just doodle. I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
I'm gonna be an artist one day. Get rejected from artist school. Take the pill.
God.
No, Jared, I just wanted Grogar to be last because Grogar was started first, and I like that book ending.
Oh, yeah.
Dead leaves fall from the trees, littering the walkways with dried foliage. The wind rustles, making sounds not dissimilar to critter paws scurrying to and fro. The seasons change, and so does life. Grogar finds himself in his guild hall, sipping at his morning drink as new recruits rush up and down the halls. A trio stops to salute him as they sprint out the door, a scrunched scroll in their fist. As you make your way to the back meeting room, same as it's ever been, Remy stands beside the table, a spread of papers and scrolls neatly organized before her. Even after all this time, it's amazing how she has the energy and drive to do everything that she does. Morning, Grogar. I'm hoping you slept well.
Yeah.
Zafixo's group is taking care of the Minotaur problem in the west. They should be returning home in a few days. You picked the right group to send on that one. It sounds like it was worse of a request that was led on. the new group that just took the request to assist Pendle with their wolf problem seemed low risk enough and a good test for them. They do seem eager. I just hope they're just as skilled.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, I've seen this guild hall change hands a number of times since I've looked over it. Since you came back from the war, I must say we're running more efficiently than ever. I like the new name, too. Glorious Talent shows that we're not just some upstarts anymore. How's it feel, by the way, to know that you don't have the weight of the world pressed down upon your shoulders? Do I not have you in this map?
I'm not here yet. I'm here in spirit.
Here you are.
Just cast Extending.
I got you right there next to Remy.
I can't lie. It feels pretty great. I feel like we did a pretty good thing here, and it feels nice. All these youngins coming through here looking for, work, but also serving a greater purpose. They know what they're getting into. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know you struggled with leadership, but you're good at it. I know you're doing it now, even if you don't realize it. You're not fighting a nation's army or against world-ending threats, but sometimes we're best at what's hard for us. Sometimes reluctancy eventually leads to actions for us, where for others it may never even be an option for them. I think you were always the right one for the job, whether you believe that or not.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As
I feel like I have something I'm proud of.
Spill lemonade all over my fucking shirt. It's fine. I can do this in a wet shirt for a second.
Do we always have a second floor to this building?
Nope. It's new. It's
I didn't see that.
Expanded.
Oh, shit.
Grogar has a giant master bedroom on the
Oh,
top
you're damn
floor.
right I do.
At first, I was surprised you chose to stay here after Azario revoked the excommunication on the Thogak family name, but then I realized that I think you're like me. I don't think you see legacy as only in bloodline. It's just as strongly tied to our actions and the impact we have on those around us, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Oh, sorry. I got caught up in the conversation and I forgot. We have a letter, rather, a request from Kanan.
Interesting.
We know how his requests can go, so I thought it might be something you might want to personally look over.
Yeah, I better take a look.
Do you want to read it out loud, or do you want me to read it out loud?
Is it long?
It's 3 paragraphs. It's not that long.
Fuck it, I'll rip it.
Sure.
Alright, let's see what we got here. My dear Talents, it has been some time that I have requested your assistance, but I have received knowledge of an artifact that I must add to my collection. Oh boy, here we go. You've grown exponentially, and I am happy to continue my patronage of this establishment. Grogar, I feel we are overdue for a visit and some conversation. I do hope you will, at the very least, bring what I ask to my estate once it has been attained. I had some plans for your little company. Whoa, little company. And I think that might interest you. Either way, there are some whispers of an Abrosian relic that was found in some ruins across the Misty Sea in the Kurin Dynasty. The locals call the place the Broken Hall of Laraka. You're looking for something that looks like a small steel rod with fasteners on the end. It shouldn't have any etheric components, but coming from Ebros, should have some sort of power that I would like to study. If we could crack an alternative utilization of will, well, you know where I'm going with that, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. I kind of know where you're going with that. The request is to obtain the relic and bring it back here. You owe me for the information I so humbly,
yeah.
humbly provide over a year ago now. Even still, you'll be paid handsomely. gold or a selection of my wares. Oh, and when you get the relic, don't mess with it. Wrap it in a cloth and put it in your bag. We don't know what it's fully capable of yet. See you soon. Canon. Interesting.
Remy looks over your shoulder as she read it along with you, and she goes, I don't know what else I expected from him. So what do you think?
Some magical doodad in some faraway place.
Sounds like Kanan.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Are you going to take this one?
I mean, I might as well. Might as well go on a little vacation. Sounds
I
pretty
mean-
good, actually.
Adventure.
A
I
little
think-
adventure.
I mean, you're due. I think you've been holed up for a little too long, but I'd like to see you get out there again. I think it might be good for you.
Yeah, I need to stay focused, stay sharp.
Yeah. As busy as the Hall of Glorious Talent is, sitting in the center of the growing city of Valeron, right outside the steps, feels quaint and peaceful. The autumn leaves scatter with a breeze, revealing the statue of Hannibal still intact beside Bart's empty house, yet
Aw,
still tended to. A replica hand is also put on display with the others near the foot of the stairs, with a small plaque beneath it, revealed from the moving leaves. On it, it says, "To our friends lost but never forgotten, your strength has brought us where we are now. Your valor will be the reason we succeed. Shaglug, Onyx Temper, Hannibal Poole, and Bart."
Just like a little wizard hat.
Yeah. And there's one more scene. How's everybody feeling about what was presented so far?
Yeah,
Good.
great.
Good, yeah.
Definitely.
Everybody satisfied with the...
Yeah.
Just give me 1 sec. I gotta move some stuff around. All right. Everybody loaded into this map?
Mm-hmm.
Getting there, yeah.
Yeah. The Grand Feast Hall is open to the public today on the 1-year anniversary of Emperor Olodin Cassius Levereth's coronation. Within, the hall is packed with locals and tourists eager to participate in the stately affairs. Merchants whisper deals while politicians present themselves to elevate their status. Though, for every noble, there are 2 commoners within the royal palace. Extra tables and amenities have been made for all folks, in a show for continued peace and prosperity to all. Even as recently as the prior month, the Emperor had made a treaty with the current dynasty, which, if rumors are true, that the Misty Sea is the safest it's been in a century. The dread pirate Lyndhurst still sails on all of Castera's seas, so ocean-faring travel isn't perfect, but it's as good as it's been in recent memory. You walk the hall, a cloak wrapped over your head and body. The bustle seems so lively, yet for this brief moment, it's quieter than the time you spent away. What is surprising is that even in your meager wardrobe, no one bats an eye at your presence. You've been so used to being invisible in your viewings that even in the flesh, it seems to be odd in a palace where you are permitted as you are. Even stepping along the cool floor brings meaning. Diners laugh and joke, mugs thud against one another, splashing ale upon the floor. You see flashes of blood in its place, swords clashing rather than drinkware. Though it's gone in an instant, the flood of people seems like a swarm of monsters rushing at you like you've seen countless times before. But here they're passive. You feel the frigid steps of another world as you walk and search. You feel mud kicked up on you from nearby combatants. Bits of turkey speck the floor as you walk. Every table seems full, yet so empty. Unfamiliar faces, destined to die, destined to account for nothing more than a handful of nights like tonight and their small contribution to the country. Specks of sand in the hourglass, and nothing more. Yet here they are, smiling, joyous, living so full despite it all. Even these strangers warm your heart in their fruitless happiness. It's funny how we're so trained to think and feel, how experience molds us into what it expects of us. It's ironic how a shift of perspective can cause that mold to break. Sometimes a different window or a different door into another world can change the very shape of us. We are the pioneers of our own destiny. If we only have the open mind to see things through new angles when they're presented to us. And it's also funny how that inner reverie and thought, that certain specific moments can call us back to where we are oh so easily. A small collective voice of a few cut through the concert of feasting mouths. You hear your name called by your friends, finally bringing familiarity to it all. You hear, Reggie, over here. Oh no, I lost your guy. And even the futility of the future can't stop the smile from being plastered on your face. Your friends sit at a table in the back, waving their arms to beckon you forth. Hey, sitting as heroes from the War of Triscaria, your table remains humble, telling tales of everything that they have done and seen since you were all last here together. And suddenly, the grand scheme of it all doesn't matter. This feeling, being together, laughing, drinking, cheering, is what matters most. You sit at the table with your friends, seeing an empty chair with a full drink poured at it, though no one touches it. And once you settle, the others slide you a piece of cherry pie that tastes like it always has. The world turns and ages, and even while we're away, the times are ever greater when we're all here. For when we're gone, new kingdoms will rise and fall, yet together is where tales and heroics are made. Together, we tell our tales, and together, we craft legends. For now and always, I wholeheartedly thank you for filling this world with stories, heroes, and legends. I appreciate each and every one of you for your time, dedication, and commitment, and I hope to tell more stories in the future together. Thank you.
Hooray!
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I pour one out for Shag, look.
No, thanks a lot, dude.
That was
You always
sick,
put so
yeah.
much work into this. It was awesome.
I still have a screenshot of the last one of the two graves.
Mhm.
Like that last scene. I literally just have it on my desktop. There's that photo.
Me too. Oh, fuck, I forgot to put all of it down. Shit, where are you?
one of the main guys.
Yeah, I noticed. I couldn't
Already-
find him.
Here he is. He's sitting there now. And one more, because I am going to take one more screenshot of this one too in a second. You will see almost every single NPC that you have met in this
Yeah, I
journey
was
is
looking
in
through
this
them all.
room.
Just hit tab.
Just-
Just
Yeah, I just found
Almost.
a stripper.
If you haven't
Holy
killed them,
shit.
if they're not dead
If you
already,
haven't-
anybody that's still alive, that would sensibly be here is in this room right now.
I was trying to find our last party. I couldn't find anybody.
Your last party's here.
Okay. Volk's Arch. Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, they're fucking hidden. Why are they hidden? Hold up.
I could not find
It's
any.
the one empty table.
Oh.
Yeah, there now.
I see him now.
Yep.
Yeah, there's Ego.
Wait,
Did
where's-
Neem ever get her
where's
voice
Fern
back?
Lech? I can't
No.
remember his other name.
I wish that tongue back in her mouth.
Oh, where the fuck is? I guess I'll just do it this way because there's somebody else that's
Tell
missing.
me Lyle didn't survive the jump.
We established that he did, and he's got a franchise going on. There. Do this. And let's do this.
Brother Kebab.
Yeah, I saw him right off the bat. Rubber kebab.
He's just standing on the table.
Yeah. We got young Kunoichi.
I mean, I had to fill
My
it in.
favorite rapper.
Pre-hero rogue.
All right, let's not look at all the names.
Oh, wow. The Minotaur is called Minotaur Drinking.
Ulag. Heidi Grant.
Oh, Lady Ophelia.
Oh, and there's one with no name. How mysterious.
Which person? Oh shit! There's one more person that's hidden too. Kanan was hidden. Is anybody else that's hidden? In Rissa,
Dude has no name.
oh well, it's just a knight. Yeah, I see that now.
Shining Knight.
Yeah, Ophelia
yeah.
was the vampire chick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
John was like, "That chick's stacked." If you guys would like, I'd like to just do a quick little showcase of maps that we just didn't get to see.
Oh yeah, let's see them.
Just give me 1 second. Why is this being dumb? Sorry, I'm trying to get a photo without this fucking thing on. Why is it on? Oh, there we go. None, please.
I don't remember.
Thank you.
The Dark Carnival Tempting Fairy.
Yeah, you guys never found them. They were part of the other. There was 2 mercenary groups in Phaleron, and they were
Yeah.
the other one.
What up, Hedrick? I don't see Hedrick here.
He's
Or
there.
Pers-
His model's there, but his name's just not that. 'cause
Pers-
it's just-
Persona Fee.
yeah, she's there too.
Persephone.
Persephone.
Sorry.
Underrated
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, she's with the table with Remy, and they're all right here. You have Aramis and Pedrig and Persephone and what was the Kenku's fucking Reggie's alchemist teacher?
Oh, I got it right
Yeah.
here. Yappy.
Yeah, Iabi.
Yep, he was one of the
And then
best
Falnor
characters.
and Remy. They're all at this table right here.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see. What did we not get to see?
Pie
Graham
shop.
Graham's apple pie shop.
I'm just gonna go down the list. This is the Cove of the World Maple.
A world maple.
Yeah, it's always been world.
Oh, this is a sweet map.
It is a sweet map.
What would have led us here? Shit.
If you guys, okay, so if you pull up the,
This is a choose your own adventure. It's like, oh, I gotta go back and find out which path.
it kind of is.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I guess I'll do this while we just go over some of that. You guys were given the big major departure was if you guys sided with Azaria, Leveret, or Olidin. They all had secondary tasks that they would have given you. Azaria would have had you go to the Spire of the Heavens, with Leveret having to go to Lurdrun, and then you had to go do the whole thing to deliver stuff in Leveret. So that would have that's actually the world Maple is just past High Hearth. It's if you guys just wanted to go there. It was just there. I don't even know if I had a quest for that one, but the Spire of the Heavens was the other one. But going in that direction, this is just a big fucking desert map. It's fucking big. It goes on forever, and there's nothing here.
Oh, Jesus.
But it looks dope, and this would have been like in between Inertia Pass and Halleck Dueling Grounds.
Shit.
Oh, these are just the
Yeah.
here's Graham Apple Pie's shop.
In tatters, probably.
It's just a smoldering field.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
It is in disarray, and there was a combat encounter planned here from the start because I figured you guys were going to go here super
This-
early, and you guys
this-
didn't.
This looks more like Graham's sweatshop. Like she's got a real industry here.
We
Yeah.
got mine cards.
Fucking, yeah, train
Yeah.
tracks right in there.
Yeah.
Some serious fucking business right here.
Oh, it was a budding business, but
She's got yeah. She's got Triscaria to feed apple
the
pies.
entire apple pie market.
She's got the apple pie market.
I've died and gone to heaven.
It's like Heisenberg, just apple pies. and
Yeah.
some meth. Stay out
Is
of
there a
my
Graham
territory.
model?
no, there's no Graham model. She was killed. She's been dead for
Oh.
years since the start of the fucking campaign.
Oh, shit. Oh, rip. Graham.
Oh, you gotta load up AI.
This could have been Shag's future, not death.
Yeah. Imagine.
Live every life like it's your last, boys.
And you didn't have your pie shop.
Had you guys not been captured in Leveret, you could have tried to go and save what's her face? The archer chick that you had with her that got captured when she was trying to stop. The Black
yeah.
Hand facility is down here.
Oh wow.
Whoa,
Shit.
holy fucking lights.
Yeah, holy fucking lights is right.
They like candles.
It's fire hazard.
Yeah, it's
Um,
going.
I'm not going to go through every single one, but
Yeah, that's fine.
because there is a lot of maps. But for the other side, how about Lurdun? Which is this is Dark Souls map. That's
I was just gonna say that.
It's fucking straight up Dark Souls 1. I don't know how it would have played because you didn't even go this way. So, but man,
Vertical.
People have fucking time on their hands.
people
Holy
have time
shit.
on their hands. It is fucking crazy looking.
That's pretty sick.
This would have been an interesting place to navigate.
Yeah.
Oh shit, there's a whole other half of it I didn't even see.
I
Goddamn.
was gonna say,
Oh,
I
it's-
saw my
it's
camera.
great.
The bridge goes to another section.
This is the city of Caldunes, which is the port town of Leveret, which is just a neat little port town. It's got a nice little statue of a guy on the top of the mountain.
What is this one?
Kel Dunes. It's the port town of Leveret. It's right to the southwest of or southeast of Leveret,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a cool statue.
right?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
The biggest difference would have been had you guys not completed the closing of the
The rifts.
and the portal between that and Ebros. Theris would have made it across to the other side and then found out that the general of the Brosian Empire still had a fucking bone to pick with Azaria and their Bahamut practicing fucking people, and started sending their army. And the sessions would have continued with you probably having to go and stop them from pretty much birthing their machine god.
Oh, Jesus.
It. Let me show you this though. Where is it? You would have found Ebros. You would have gotten into Ebros, and you would have found that it is a barren wasteland, pretty much. These. Oh my god, where's the map? Are not named, so I'm trying to find. Oh, I guess some of the ones that I knew I was going to use were named. But this map's really fucking cool. It would have had you guys going in as, fantasy users while being shot at with like rudimentary steampunk like guns and shit.
Oh, it's kind of sick.
Yeah, this would have been one of the maps that you would have had to travel to get to the capital. Had it gone this way, this would have been the map of the last boss, which would have been you having to stop the Ebrosian general from birthing their machine god that was to rival Bahamut. And I'll put the model down too for that. This map is fucking dope.
This is pretty sick.
Dude,
Oh my
if
God,
you
it's
look
way
off
bigger
into
than
the
I thought it was.
distance, look at the
Giant
fucking
pyramid.
giant pyramid in the distance.
It just keeps
Yep.
going past that too. Holy shit.
Put all the ruins on the ground and shit.
Wait, where's the machine god guy?
He's right here, if you can see him.
Oh, I went way past that. Okay, coming back.
He's not there.
don't
Let
see
me
anybody.
just give you guys control of him, and then you should be able to see him.
Oh, there he is. Cool.
Shit.
My
He's got
turn.
massive
He's-
guns.
He's a fucking mech.
He's a
He has a gun
giant.
out of his chest.
Yeah, he's got like 4 guns.
Gun mode.
Gun mode.
The idea would have been that you
This is
guys would have had
Bahamut.
to the 2 structures that are to the left and the right, you would have had to like work on disabling them while fighting him and dodging him in a similar capacity to the Theris fight.
Jesus. All right.
All right, Shag uses his card, and we go back to the fight.
Honestly, 30 plus like sessions.
Yeah.
Get all the
Yeah,
way
that's
up to here.
That's insane. Holy shit. That's crazy.
The idea was that the ending arc would have been uniting Triscaria for a united front against this new foe.
Yeah.
But you guys quenched it and stopped it from happening, which is good too. But I had all this ready. I even had shit written out for it. So, and I think that's, yeah. And then there was a general too. I had his model, but I didn't have any. I don't even know if I had it. I did have a name for him, but where's his model? I'm gonna turn the lights up in here. Oh my god, so bright. Let's just not do space default sky. Apparently everything's fucking white here, so sorry.
That's the general.
Yeah, that was the general dude.
You're fighting people with fucking like technology. That's wild.
Yeah. That was the thing. Let me take you somewhere else. So how'd everybody enjoy the campaign?
Great.
Awesome.
Good.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Excellent.
there was a lot.
There was a lot. We went to a lot of places. Most memorable area?
I tie the area to the event. I really like leaving High Hearth.
The
Dunloader was fucking sweet. I thought.
By the dwarf area.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Dunloader. I
Yeah.
thought that place was awesome.
That and when we had to do the murder mystery in that port town.
Yeah, that was really fun too. That was High Hearth, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah.
High Hearth, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole premise around it, and then just botching leaving.
Yeah, and leaving. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, then like
success and then utter failure.
It was working so well.
Um,
I'm trying to think of all the other stuff.
favorite and also on the other end, most hated NPCs?
can't think of any like.
I
super
really
hated.
did fucking hate Jaro.
That's the perfect. That's fine.
Yeah, no, like,
That was
the
a
entire
design.
time. Yeah, no, I know that, but like I right from the get go, couldn't stand that fucker.
I mean, yeah, I remember you specifically like, like hating him right off the rip.
Because he's a know-it-all. Like he's just like
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
very
he's just
pompous
arrogant,
and
yeah.
he's yeah. He
I
was
mean, I have-
supposed to be.
I mean, Remy, she was pretty great.
Yeah.
Hannibal was pretty cool.
You did have a connection with Hannibal that nobody else had.
Was Hannibal even there? Like, it was just all engrossed in his mind.
Fucking head.
Groker, he's talking to himself again.
How about anybody else? Any most hated or most liked NPCs?
Her Chud. I hated that guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like the old rich guy that we stole political secrets from.
The one in High Hearth?
Yeah, the one in High Hearth is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
What were those two families called?
I don't even remember.
I got it written down somewhere. Harrington and Montgomery.
Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are John sold it.
Oh, that's right. You
Body.
sat and had a nice dinner with him.
Yeah,
I forgot about
He
that.
went in by
Holy
himself.
shit, I forgot about
They
that.
just had like a nice night while Shane's murdering his fucking guards.
Well, I needed the costumes, and then Johnny went and sold himself in prostitution.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hated that guy.
the
The
pimp?
pimp. Yeah,
He literally signed in blood.
couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, you signed in your own fucking blood.
Pretty sure that started where we walked into the city and someone pet the dog and it bit them. Like, even the dogs here are dicks.
Okay, funniest character, and he was very short-lived. Lived was Bosch Schumann.
Oh yeah,
He was the mushroom
guy.
that we like kamikazed off the fucking bridge because he stole all of our shit in the middle of
Oh, he did try to
fucking
like
Christ.
squat in his
the night.
home
Yeah.
and didn't take no for an answer.
And he's just like, you guys have to give me something. And then you guys woke up and he didn't. He's like, well, I'm gonna take his dog. I don't even
Yeah.
remember the voice I used for
Fucking
that.
300 kicked him off the edge.
Fuck you, right?
Just invading his personal space.
There's like a battle right outside his door. He's like, fucking get out!
Yeah.
There was a
Plus-
time when it was like one of the very first missions that we did where Shag was talking to a bunch of other gnomes that were short.
Oh, that was in Foxhole Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all
Is
shorter
that the
than him.
Lollipop Guild?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's
what it
what
was.
Yeah.
I just remember walking up behind him. Boo! Fucking-
I remember that
Any
one city where like Volk just went and assassinated that guy right away, and we're all just exploring, being dumbasses and looking around.
that was
and
hot.
shit.
That was hot. So it
Yeah.
sounds
No,
like
no,
a lot
no.
of people have.
the priest. that
Oh,
became-
The
you mean
priest, yeah, the priest. We're
you
like
should
just getting there,
carve
kind of
village?
exploring, and then Volk's like hustles us away because he already killed the fucking guy. Like,
Okay.
Oh, priest, yeah.
There's actually something there too. So hold
That
on.
was well done.
Yeah.
it
he was-
was. We're just like exploring and doing dumb shit, and like you already killed the guy.
Yeah. He
Time to
was
go.
I think if I remember correctly, he was innocent.
Eh.
And
Wouldn't be the first.
this is my notes for it. The group must find Father Corbin, assess his schedule, and find a way to
Father
dispatch him. They can discover that the wine is what's making everybody sick, but it's not truly the father's fault. There's been somebody tampering with the wine in order to frame the father, and can be found out that the person the person framing him was the person requesting the assassination, Yomid Jadehood. Yomid is sick of seeing Bahamut's blessings being touted in the land and wanted to show that Bahamut isn't the almighty god Azuria wants everybody to believe in. He's laced the holy wine casks with a local mushroom that makes everyone ill, and did it to cast doubt on the church, and was hoping with the assassination would shake people's faith even further. Then I have his like schedule and stuff like that too. But then Volk just killed him, and then that was that.
Took care of that shit.
Hey, we got paid.
You did get paid. Yep.
I remember being somewhere way deep in the campaign too. Like, at some point where we like spent like 20-30 minutes just like looking for rabbits or something around some place.
Chickens.
Right,
Chickens,
chickens.
yeah. Like, trying to
Chickens.
find all the
Chicken
chickens.
class.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
in.
that was the first time I
sorry.
played
That was
Kavir,
in-
and she was just so fucking pissed at you guys for just searching for goddamn chickens the
It's
entire
like a
night.
whole night too.
Yeah. What the fuck? I was looking at my notes. I had the Father Corbin kill, and then right below that I have EP guy quest. No
Yep.
fucking idea what that's.
Ealpi.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was for Basilisk and
Yeah, it was
Cloudwood.
just-
yeah,
it
right
was-
above that the Catablupus fucking eye or some
Catabalpus
shit.
eye, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like I have Varus Edrix written down, and then just to the right of it, Grogar's ancestor said, "Fuck him."
Yep, I got that note.
Do you guys remember the?
Every
The
now
very
and then I go through and put these thumbnails, and I'm trying to remember what happened to make me put the dolphin one on there.
No, I don't know. Do you guys remember the very first monster you killed?
Was it the werewolf?
Oh, was that the one?
It
where
was.
They...
It was the werewolf.
Yeah, we're in the
Oh,
tavern.
the werewolf.
You guys had to like solve the werewolf like murder that was going on, and then kill the werewolf.
Remember when Grogar and Sharia fucking got the log and knocked
The
guy
log with
That
the-
was
or
great.
that
Mortal
Boswin Cave
Kombat
or
the
whatever
guy.
That was
that?
at Boswin Cave. Yeah, that was right when you
Yeah.
guys were infiltrating the.
Going to the ice.
Yeah, right before that. I love shit like that. Like same with
Yeah.
like when you guys fucking took the chair to the vampire in the Hall of Kings.
Oh, yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
Like you guys were just
Holy shit.
throwing him against the fucking bookshelf
Yeah, we
and
were
like
through a table and
suplexed him
shit,
onto the
too.
table. Also,
That's where early
How-
game shines.
how was the Hollowed King? Was that
Was
was
that
that
what we were running
fun
from
as
the
hell.
whole time?
was that as scary as I wanted it to be?
Yeah, because we had to keep running from it or so it fucking insta kill us.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
having the DM like as we're walking in the dungeon, just saying like, "I'm just gonna let you know if he touches you, you do actually just die."
See, that's how you scare us.
Yeah. No, that was cool as hell too.
Yep, I saw that.
What was that? There was a video game out at that time that you were like, "This is just like that video game."
Yeah,
We're
it's dark and darker.
That's it.
Darker,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you guys have so many like fond memories of High Hearth. I remember like when that all happened. I'm like,
we were
"Fuck,
there
Just,
for like.
can we just fucking get out of this place?
No, we're gonna live here.
I felt that only because we had reached the end of my notes for that place for like 3 sessions. And I was just-
We just kept fucking going.
I'm like, you guys got to go to the fire realm, and you guys are gonna have this fucking big fight, and there's gonna be a dragon, and the water's gonna cut him up while you guys are doing that. And you got to do the things. I'm like, that's gonna be so cool. You got to save Reggie. You guys are like, And then Shag has dinner like with the dude. And the raccoons were everywhere.
Oh,
That's
the
what it was.
raccoons! I
It was
remember
the
that was the thing.
raccoons were everywhere.
I was killing the raccoons, and I was like trying to make friends with them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, it
Oh,
wasn't
the
even
fucking
noticed.
guy in the brothel. Like, you would not let me kill that guy in the brothel. He kept on getting away from us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. I did. What
I was
else?
trying to find it. I think I got it.
So, how was the mercenary stuff at the beginning?
Oh, that was cool as hell.
Like the quest or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
the
Yeah,
quest.
Yeah,
picking the
that
quest that we
was-
went on. No, that
The
was
fucking
awesome.
rat quest.
yeah, I saw that
Yes.
freaking Leafside rat quest text you. Just going
I
out
know-
doing random jobs was kind of like satisfying. I don't know.
How was the progression into like the war? I know the war stuff was a lot more drawn out than I wanted it to be, but the progression of going into fighting, was there any point? I guess this is what I'm asking. Was there any points that it just felt like, oh, we're doing this now, or did it feel like?
It didn't feel like we were slammed into it. I guess.
Like,
I
any
guess
points it became linear.
Well, that was the idea, was to make it a little bit more linear because just the structure of the story, but it was more. Did it feel like a natural flow of progression of events happening, or do you just feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
we were? You
Yeah, it didn't feel like we were just
War
like,
was brought to our
okay, we
doorstep.
have to do this now.
Sorry, what was that, Paul?
It felt like war was like brought to our doorstep, kind of like
Yeah,
we're just all fucking around, and then like all of a
Yeah.
sudden, fuck,
I tried to-
war is happening right here.
yeah. I tried to make it that even in the beginning, it was just like, oh, shit's tense and this could happen.
Yeah, but there was always war on set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gave us agency the entire time. Like, we knew that all those conflicts were happening, and we could have gone and done something about it. We just didn't.
But we still had time to do the dumb shit we did.
Yeah,
What if we said fuck Oladin and we're joining the other side?
he already went over that. We would have gone to those other places.
Then you would have
Oh, there's
done
a story
that.
to that.
Yeah. Like, you weren't supposed to get fucking arrested in Leyverett. You were supposed to just finish the thing and go back to Oladin, but you guys got fucking arrested instead. So
Oh yeah, I hate that guy.
I was so confused. Like everyone walked in,
why?
I don't know. We're not supposed to be. I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna leave.
I just totally forgot that fucking Grogar had the letter in his pocket
I don't even know what letter you're talking about.
when
There
we
was
got.
a letter from
caught?
Oladin to his dad.
So we got caught by what's
And
his
then-
face?
Caught. Walked
Castian.
right up to.
Yeah, and Cashin just checked your pockets and was just like, oh,
Well, it was after he got.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
captured.
yeah.
But
But we were gonna go to jail for like a night, and then it turned into 2 years because we had that fucking letter.
Well, I think we went there for a simple thing of just like, okay, we take a job from him and learn some stuff, and then it just
Yeah,
didn't
we
go
were
that
supposed
way.
to.
Well, it started to
Let's
sound
deal
more
with it.
serious, and you guys didn't fucking fall in line. He's like, all right, you guys are gonna do this, and you guys are like, immediately. There was like no playing along because you guys didn't like what he was saying, what he wanted you guys to do. He like wanted like full loyalty and wanted you guys to do.
Yeah, you wanted allegiance.
Yeah, of course we didn't want to do that. I mean,
Yeah, no. The entire point of pitching it was that, of course, it's something you wouldn't want to do.
yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like there wasn't a necessary big bad. Darius didn't really hate you guys. If you guys were
Yeah,
just
he
gonna
didn't
help him
hate
with
you
that,
guys,
it
yeah.
would have just went through that other part, and he was actually help try to close the portal, seeing that war was coming. And
That
then
makes sense. Yeah.
and then again, Castian could have been a cool guy if you guys went with him. I mean, his personality is still
Could have
whatever.
been a
Same
chill
with,
guy.
same with Varys, but even though he's fucking racist,
Fuck Ferris address is my exact note, so can't do that.
well, that was the entire point of like putting a point of conflict in
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
other people. So, we didn't really have a lot of natural dungeons this time. I think that's something that I want to remedy in the future. Not
Yeah.
that I don't feel like there weren't dungeon-esque areas, but I personally like making and playing the dungeon areas. Like,
yeah.
so what did we have?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
it's sometimes.
I like the idea of the big, large scale battles. I there has to be some
Yeah, and
alternative to
There's gotta be
movement
common
to make
ground there, yeah.
things, I don't know, progress better. But I do agree, something like more dungeons, smaller maps.
Yeah.
And not maybe one big battle, but with, I don't know, you ride a fucking griffin or something. I don't know, make movement easier.
we did the best with what we had. I'm like, oh, this seems like it's good, and then we just had to roll with it at that point. So, yeah. What did we have for dungeon? We had the Ice and Fire Realms,
yeah.
The
King.
Hollowed King.
Yeah, Hollow King was definitely.
The Forsaken Catacombs was like kind of a mini dungeon with the
Oh yeah.
the
Getting out of
dragons and the
prison.
vampires. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that kind of was really it for dungeons, where you had in the last campaign, what, 6 dungeons? I think.
Almost
I mean,
every
that was the entire
area
point of the last
was-
campaign, was going to each dungeon to,
Yep, and then the last one.
yeah.
What are some things you guys would like to see in the future? What do you, or I guess I'll get back to that question in a second. What are some things you really liked and would like to see more of, and what are some things you didn't like as much and would like to see less of?
The pacing was really, really good with this.
You like the pacing? Is that
Yeah.
akin for everybody? Does everybody agree with that?
It was character pacing. The first one, it was like we would level every like 2 sessions. I liked the pacing of being slower, and it just felt more meaningful.
I guess I can agree with that. But I don't know. My short-term memory, I feel like after like a year, like I forget things that happened like towards the beginning. So if we keep referencing them, like I just forget. Like I don't know what the fuck this is.
Do we have
Just
a date for the first?
It was 2 years ago in February for the first session of this campaign.
February 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was almost a solid 2 years.
Yeah,
I mean, 2
23
years
months
feels like a
ago.
good accomplishment.
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
But like,
But I think, Jared, I think he was more just speaking of the experience progression. Felt
Yeah.
good that you. I do.
yeah, I mean,
do think
that worked really well. Yeah, I'd say experience. Yeah,
I,
I
I
mean,
would say we did. At least in the first one, we felt like we got there faster. Obviously.
yeah, because you guys pretty much got double experience.
it probably would have
Yeah.
made sense if we like did the extra length like you did. We probably would have hit 20, like probably perfectly timed, you know. So since we finished technically early, we didn't hit 20, whatever. But
Yeah, but you still got to what, 18 or 19, so.
there's 7.
And everything doesn't need though. You hear so many campaigns that don't even get close to 20, and that's fine.
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying,
If
like,
Most
if
campaigns,
you-
they say the sweet spot is like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So what do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Or
Something I
things
want
that
to see less of is the positional targeting system.
you mean the thing that you were talking and showed up.
I was the really big battles. That was
I don't think that's coming back. and
yeah.
that's fine.
That
Like,
that was the one thing that when we were in those, a lot of times it was just like, oh man, these are a slog.
Maybe-
and that's fine. That's just
Yeah,
this
I
was a
feel like
war
when-
campaign. Next campaign's not going to be a war campaign, so I
Yeah.
don't think that's anything.
I did like the puzzles before the last boss, but maybe not like 15 of them.
Yeah, it was only because that I didn't make that map. That's just what was there, and I was just like, I'll just make a small little something for each of these, and I was just like, boop, 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 boop.
I liked
And,
how the first one, when we had that one dungeon, I think it was with like the jungle, the snakes. We had that
Oh
break
yeah.
off into puzzles, where it was just a little akin piece to that dungeon.
Bonus.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe.
Where that was just breakout. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, I
I want
did
to do
like
more.
that.
But,
Yeah.
but to sprinkle them in that fashion, I get
Well, that's the
that.
whole
I just
thing. I
think
can't.
that was
This
specific,
yeah. Well, this campaign was admittedly very lacking in puzzles because we didn't have like dungeon
Yeah, true.
to do them. Like it's hard to do a puzzle in the middle of like a fucking battlefield, you know.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's just part of
Doesn't
the
make
story.
sense.
So I think you'll see again, not spoiling anything, and again, that's going to be quite a while. I would not be surprised if C3 is not going to happen for like a year. So,
Mhm.
but what I do have, I kind of have like the whole structure down in my head. I'm just giving myself time to breathe. But it's going to be more, there's going to be open-endedness, but it's going to be a bit more linear. So you're not in the shit, do we go over here or how do we go over there? Kind of thing. You will be able to be like, oh, this is the direction we're going, but you're just not going to have as much decision paralysis, I think, when you guys
Yeah.
had like the big
Yeah, that's probably pretty
branching
good.
like things, which
I don't mind
also
linear. I don't mind linear. That linear's good, to be honest.
it's going to have openness of like how you do it and what you do
Yeah.
in those places.
Yeah,
But
but options, but like,
um,
yeah.
which I wanted this one to be a little bit more open. But there are times that when I give the floor to you guys have decision paralysis and you guys don't know what to do for like two
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
And likewise, for me, it's a lot more work because I have to plan out
Yeah, true.
I have to think of all your possibilities and I have to like somewhat plan out what you guys are going to do, just to have a kind of idea, which I like having. I wanted, that's what this campaign was supposed to be, is just have more of that, just to see how it worked and how everybody fared with it. And not that everybody fared bad, it's just I think having a bit more of a linear way probably works better for this group. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys agree or not. It sounds Jared
Yeah,
agrees. Anybody
100%.
else wanna?
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I have no issue.
And thinking back to like the level thing, I guess maybe that whole like 11, 12 thing isn't a bad idea, because I was just thinking like early combat feels nice and simplistic and straightforward, and like it's not like simplistic like boring,
know.
but I don't know. I just like it's
There's a lot of
You
things
give
to
us
keep
enough
track of.
time, and we will min max, and we know you will
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And
Or
I'd
it's like
like for you not to, but that's okay. I
concise.
know that that's who you guys are.
It starts with turn once when you're getting higher levels, it starts turning into that like, ooh, I get this new ability. Ooh, I really want to use that. And then I have like my other problem is I have 19 billion things in my features and traits. I got to remember everything. Like
But I
I
can't
like the
get that
simplicity of
because
the early
it's not the
combat.
best thing for them.
See, that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the wizard was really sweet, because I literally can only do like one or two things a turn. So my turns were always super quick.
Yeah.
I think
Fighters and paladins have a ton.
Yeah, it's just like
so. Like I was saying before, for the future, I think it's going to be, again, I say linear, but it's not like you guys are going to be like on a track. I think in the start, it's going to take you a little bit to understand like where you need to go, but you're going to have the freedom of doing that. And without spoiling anything at all, the idea is that you guys are going to be starting as fucking nobody townspeople. Like, I'm going to make a class that's
Yep.
townsperson, and as you progress, you'll find things that you'll choose to either resonate or not with, like a statue of like somebody that you could choose to start believing in their faith, and then you'll evolve into paladin or cleric, and you'll get levels that way, at least to start. And then that kind of just alleviates a little bit of that starting part, and I kind of want it to be a little bit more character driven rather than stats driven. I'm trying to figure a way to do that. So
That sounds really cool.
there will be more straightforward like adventures and dungeons instead of like, where we're we are gonna go here, this is plotting out our route and stuff like that. And while that's really cool, and we did that a lot in this campaign, so I think the next one it's just going to be like more straightforward. You guys are going to find yourself like in an adventure in this one part, and it's just like, oh, these are the characters, this is what, like, I'll probably want to help him or not, and then like you already know like the structure of what's expected to you in this scenario, instead of having to like sniff out what am I supposed to be doing in this place.
Yep.
So those are like the things that I'm thinking of I could do better to just help kind of make sure you guys are in the right area, instead of just like the times that you're in an area, and just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I think I think everybody liked Remy and like the
Yeah,
role she
well, that
played
was
of
fine.
helping, like that was
Slight handhold, not like handhold, but like
no, it was
guidance.
it was an answer. You and Paul didn't play the Cyberpunk campaign, but in the Cyberpunk campaign, I tried out having somebody that was just like a liaison that to the quest that would like kind of push you guys through, and a consistent like NPC that you guys knew. I mean, she took a backseat later in the campaign, but still.
Do you comply?
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
her, the
I
Netrunner
know.
dude.
Jack.
So I think every campaign should have one of those, and Remy was awesome.
Okay, so you do like
Yeah.
that then, since
Yeah, that
that's
was fine.
happened?
Yeah, that was
Oh
great.
yeah, that's why I said she was one of my favorite NPCs. Is
Yeah.
because I
And it
think
gives
every
you
campaign
a-
should have that.
Yeah, it gives you an easy way to convey something without being,
Exactly.
literally
Yeah.
the person that just
Yeah.
speaks out of turn or out of game.
I think, yeah, in the Cyberpunk campaign, it was like really just like, do you need to know where to go? He'll tell you where to go. Like,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, so I think I'll probably use that again in some way. So Paul, not positioning boss.
I was being a smartass.
I
It
know.
was fine.
All of the bigger baddies that you guys took down, you had like Hator that was on the ice thing that like as he smashed stuff, like the floor fell away while you guys had to like press the crystal into the thing.
Actually, yeah, that was yeah, stuff like that's fine. I guess now I'm thinking about like that last fight, having like position like was a slight pain in the ass. It was still a very unique fight, but now I'm thinking about it, yeah, I found myself frustrated at times because I thought I understood what was happening, I didn't, and I forgot something. I'm like, damn it.
I think you guys did pretty good.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
just
we
like
handled it.
once you guys saw like I think like, oh, the drones are pointed a certain way. That's like
Yeah,
the
once
best
we
I
got
could
the
have
Jared
done.
didn't have his deadly boss mods on.
Yeah.
But then there's I don't know who of the fights felt the best. What between you got Hator on there. I even forgot the Fire Guardians dude's name.
I
Um,
remember.
but he had a bunch of stuff with the crystal.
That fire zone was pretty cool. I mean, I think remember like the demons and stuff.
Yeah, you guys had all those, and
And this
like
where-
there was a lot of like
Guidance.
altitude in that, or not altitude, but a little bit of like
Lotus.
yeah, that's what it was. And then but there was like terrain changes, and then there was like a space where you had to actually channel who else, and then there's just like the Castian and the Virus fight and the Theris fight.
Being split up was tough, but I mean, I guess that's just kind of part of D&D.
I mean, it was structured to be tackled that way, but you could have chose not to see, but it would have been the whole war would have shifted. How was of the three last fights, Castian, Virus, and Theris, what would you guys rank those fights in enjoyment and not enjoyment?
I think I like
guess-
Veros is the best, in all honesty. I know some people didn't like the positioning things, but I feel like
I was
after...
being a smartass.
No, I know. And I know it was difficult for some people. It almost sometimes, is the worst possible outcome, but I liked that one the most.
It worked. It definitely worked. Yeah.
I didn't get to fight Krogar's guy, but it sounded fun that he almost died during it, so that was cool.
Oh, that was Varus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our fight went pretty well. It's not like you guys were getting slapped around a little bit, but
I mean,
then
you
we
were
got
complaining
help.
quite a bit about being near death almost every time.
We got our ass kicked.
Castian was at like 40 when you guys retreated.
I was actually adamant.
We wouldn't even lived
lived
another turn.
Sure, we would have.
Nah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
think
go
that-
to gotta go to the tape. I think we would have.
I like my
Castian
fight.
having
My turn
that
was up.
like OP mobile feat frustrated the fucking hell out of me. Because he didn't have the mobile feat, he had his own mobile feat,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
super
was
mobile
like
feat.
super
Yeah.
mobile.
But that's
Um,
again, that's just from another monster. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, no,
That's
and I remember you're like, well, that's how it's worded, so that's how
Yep.
I'm going with it. Yeah, so Jaro, best fight in the entire campaign. I thought that was brilliant. And then yeah, I mean, I didn't fight Varys.
he was
I'd-
really just
I'd
meant
still
to be
put him as number 2.
because Caston's
Yeah.
I just like Jared's reaction when he's like, "Yeah, fucking Bahamut's image appears." What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
God.
and watching like him get his armor and everything like that, manifesting all that.
That,
That was really
okay,
cool.
I did like that part. That was really cool. That felt good.
I don't know why you didn't try to do it again.
I did. I just
I
didn't
know, but you
understand
didn't.
what
You
you were
didn't.
saying.
You just didn't want to give anything up to do it.
But you also made Kanan like really hateable. That like,
Now we're back on Kanan.
yeah, well, it's kind of like he's the
I
one that
didn't-
told us about that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I just left
was
him.
not picking up what you were trying to convey, I guess. Like, I didn't understand that I was supposed to give up another thing, or I thought you meant, like, me giving up something permanently would, like, corrupt me or something. I just wasn't following what you were putting down, I guess.
That's fair, and I stand by my description 100% because it is
Yeah.
it is
It makes sense.
it is a force in this world that shouldn't be easy to explain or understand.
The way I interpret it is like the more you give up, the more you get.
Which is more or less what it is.
Yeah.
So
And then the thing that threw me off, you said that was your freebie, and I'm like,
well, yeah,
is that the only
he
thing
gave
I
us all
get
a
from
freebie.
Helm? Like, I
Depend-
thought that's what you were
almost
saying.
almost anybody had a. Okay, we're gonna get into deep lore here. No spoilers, just deep lore of how Castera works. The gods in this world have all been mortals before, but through will they have become gods. Will is something that anybody can use, but you can only do so on a personal level, like to only like a certain extent. Like not just any Joe Schmo can just turn the fucking moon upside down, you know? So there's only so much will one person can conjure. But gods become gods with godly amounts of power through will that other people have put onto them through their belief.
Makes sense.
So your quote unquote freebie was through your devotion and Helm's belief in you, that you were able to use a part of his will in that one instance. You otherwise, however, could have used it through sacrificing something else or through other means as well. But the other means are way more shrouded, and it's kept to be, excuse me, more open-ended for other uses that might not just be shoehorned, because it's supposed to be this power that's not 100% understood. Kanan's whole being able to use it for a completely new way of magic, because something in his backstory had this city get destroyed and all of the souls are trapped inside of him. And he's able to use their will almost as like this infinite font of thousands of people's collective will allows him to do these crazy things, like blow his own head off and regenerate
That's
it.
why Reggie didn't trust him.
That's fine.
Yep.
He isn't going to lose any fucking sleep over it. So he kind of gave the whole thing was he's trying to explain it, but he's also Kanan, and he was explaining it in a way that made him sound, holier than thou, and it makes him sound arrogant, and that's fine because he's arrogant. That's how he's supposed to come across. And somewhat confusing, because if it's confusing, that makes him feel smarter. And it's also complicated and hard to explain inherently. So that's fine. It's not something that I wanted you to just be like, okay, this is what it is. If I want to do something crazy that's off the grid, all I need to do is give something up.
Yeah, I
Like,
kind of like refused to believe that. I understand, like you were kind of
That's
pushing
fine.
that, but I was just like, that seems
That's
like
fine. I view that as Grogar's character doesn't fully believe in that and can't put his full faith behind it. And
Yeah.
that's fine. But yeah, that's just kind of like the general idea of Will. Will's just something that's around. Is everybody happy with where their characters ended up and with their endings?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At war with Weejaws, yes.
All right.
Wish I didn't
Except-
stab my spear into the boss and boss, but it is what it is.
You saved the world, dude. It's
You
fine.
did what you did.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
we could have fucking both got clapped right there.
Yeah.
We could have failed a roll or whatever and fell to our deaths.
All right. So I guess that's really it. Unless anybody has anything else they want to add, or
No, thanks again.
No, that was
That was awesome. Yeah.
looking back. It's fucking sick as shit. Like, I still don't know how you do all that shit. I don't know. But
Takes a lot
thank you for the awesome fucking campaign.
Special
Oh.
breed, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. I can barely
can't
speak for my
think-
own character.
I can't thank all of you for showing up. So without it, it's just fucking words. So it doesn't
What is-
really have anything until I have you guys there too. So
Yeah, I'll
Does anyone have
reiterate
any-
too. Back in the day, it was like 10 years ago. We tried it on and off, on and off, on and off, and never got it. And I'm pretty sure I said this after the first campaign, but having the consistency of people actually showing up,
Mhm.
you don't have that. It falls apart. Next thing you know,
I think
it falls
I mean, you
half-assed.
see Reddit posts and
Yeah,
Reddit
this
posts, and
never
Reddit posts
happens.
of like people that can never finish a campaign or shit falls apart after 5 sessions and shit. So
honestly, for me, I feel like the kind of scheduled like few days off in the summer were like really big for me because like the Sunday nights came around. It's just like I'm out there having like a bonfire or something. It's like I don't know if I want to go back inside and sit at a PC right now. It's so nice outside, you know. So I think those few days off that we took or whatever was like a nice like
yeah,
I
like it
and,
too.
and I think Monday too.
and yeah. Scheduled times back too. Like this is the day we're gonna read, you know, come back. or whatever,
I
so.
think and we can absolutely like discuss that too in the future. We can do like, hey, we're just gonna do 3 nights a week or 3 nights a month, and then like we'll always have the last week
Yeah.
off or something like that.
Yeah, summer gets packed
I,
for me.
I,
So
I think as long as if anyone does feel that little bit of burnout or something to voice up. Don't
Yeah,
let it
that's,
fester for
yep.
months
Yeah.
on end. Just be like, can we just doing every other week for a couple weeks here? I'm feeling it, and I'm sure no one's gonna
yeah,
let you down.
I'm fine with that too. There are
I'll
times
leave
that I'm
the
just
summer
like,
alone.
fuck, I don't want to. Oh man, this is so much. Like there, I've
And
done
even for
all
you
the goddamn
too.
time.
As being
Yeah,
a
yeah.
GM, if you
well, I think
feel
you
that
did it a
way,
couple
you-
times
you
too. You're like,
speak up
I'm just
to-
not prepared or whatever.
no fault there.
I think Tailspire helps with the immersion too.
But,
Yeah, it's also a lot of work. yeah.
Yeah.
no.
I didn't make a lot of maps in this one. I think in the next one I'm gonna have to, but we'll see what I can get away with. But yeah, again, it's gonna be a while, so that's
Does anyone have any
fine.
ideas what they want to play next?
we'll see what he.
Well,
whips
I
up
guess
for some
I think it's going to
souls.
really depend on what
I think
he
it's gonna be
comes up with for an
dynamic.
idea.
And like I said, you're not gonna need to even decide by the time you
Yeah.
roll your character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a villager.
Everybody's playing a villager.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
I think
I'm
going
gonna
forward,
play a villager,
One thing,
an
I guess,
NPC.
I guess I'll let this out of the bag, and I might this might not even come to fruition. I think I'm gonna have everybody create their own personal villain.
I never like Greg down the street.
That's not even in the town. It's just like you don't even need to be associated with it. Just like
Mhm.
having everybody create this, and then there's like this group of bad guys that everybody kind of has like a personal like.
yeah,
Like
that
a
could
Luigi
connection
and a
to-
Tony,
that could
and
make it
my
a little more like-
villain's gonna be a CEO.
Yeah, you don't even just like I think that idea might be really cool. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition, but like maybe have that in the back of your mind of just like, oh, this would be a cool villain. Like I might want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, to have an idea of what you want your class to be, I couldn't tell you what the pacing would be like, but it might not be the first session that you even get to choose your class, but you might in the first. So definitely have an idea of what you want to do, but it's not the biggest thing. Just kind of have an idea of what you want a character to be. Like, if you want somebody that's just a fucking coward that ends up not being a coward, or like, you know, any sort of like personality thing is gonna like trump what your class is gonna be in the end of this one. So,
Sounds
but
good.
again, not looking at anything for the next few months. Probably not anywhere until after summer at the very earliest. And
That works
in
for
my
me.
mind, it won't even be until this time next year. So,
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
all right.
Sick.
So, thanks again.
Thanks, man. That was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys have a good night, and I will. Yeah, we'll catch you guys when we do.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you
All
guys.
right.
Sounds good.
Take care,
Good night,
guys.
boys.
Brr.